So good morning to us all once again, profs. I hope we are all doing well.
Good morning.
Yes. Now today we are continuing our discussions, but then we are going to be more of quizzing each other on our activity the last time, where the lady professors were looking at directing, and our gentlemen looked at controlling, right? So we are going to begin our discussions from there. After, I have some multiple choice questions here, and that is what I'm going to use to do the quiz. So the quiz is going to be between the ladies and the gentlemen. But when we get there, I'll outline the rules.
Okay.
Yes. Well, of course, the group that will win, if the males win, they have a surprise package from me. If the ladies win, they have a surprise package from me as well, right? So please, fingers crossed. Let's see how today's class goes. So let me go back to our activity the last time. I remember assigning you to some breakout sections, and then you were solely to look at these two concepts: directing and controlling. Directing, or sometimes leading and controlling. I think I really appreciated your efforts in the discussions. At any point I joined, I felt or I realized that you were actually participating. So keep that up. So today what we are going to do is we'll call the one group to present on most of the things they discussed there, at least so that the other group would appreciate or benefit from what they discussed. And then the professors, the gentlemen will do it, and then the ladies will do this, right? I don't know if the group leaders are going to take up the role of, or maybe any member in the group can say anything he or she remembers about the topic, and then we can progress. If I would have to come in and ask few questions, give more explanations, cite more examples, why not? And then as we do that, if you have questions questions yourself, you can also ask and make the whole discussion an awesome one. So let's pick which one first? Ladies first. So our ladies, we gave you the controlling, directing. So please teach us, tell us what you know about directing and some of the things you discussed under directing. So ladies, I think the group leader there was Janet. I don't know if Janet is not around, but I know the ladies are well organized. So even if their leader is not here, they can still take us to. So my dear ladies, we are waiting for you. Tell us. So any lady that is ready can put up the hand, and then I'll call the person to make her point well noted. Lady professors? Oh, you cannot hear me. Yes, Prof. Araba, let's hear you.
Sir, please, in the leading islands, like a type of leadership,
Okay.
and One is autocratic leadership or autocracy. So this is when the um this is when the manager like makes all the decisions alone
Okay.
without employees' decisions or ideas.
Okay. Thank you, Araba. So Araba hinted on the types of leadership. So they discussed the types of leadership. She mentioned the autocratic leadership style. That's fine. Yes, please, let's hear the ladies. Oh, ladies now, I beg you now. Let's make this thing, more. Prof. Stefan, let's hear you.
We discussed that directing is a process of guiding, motivating, supervising, and instructing employees to achieve organizational goals effectively.
Okay.
Then there are, there are some sources of leadership. We have the expert power, where the source of leadership is coming from the fact that they have more expertise in a certain profession or then the reward power, the ability to influence others by rewarding for good performance, the preventive power, the ability to correct or punish employees for low performance. So the corrections that can be given will be the emotional and verbal warnings.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Sefam. So Prof. Sefam led us to the definition of directing, that they defined directing. They looked at the sources of leadership power as well. Okay. So I'm picking these main themes so that we can have a framework for our discussions. So let's hear more. Let's hear more. Please, ladies, unless you want me to be calling you randomly to respond, but as Araba and Sefam, have made their point, I think you can also continue and bring. It could be just a statement, right? But you need to tell us things you picked from the discussion. Yes, we are waiting. The gentlemen are watching you. Yes, who is taking the floor? Okay, then I guess I may have to, elect to appoint or call people to talk to me. So let me go alphabetically. Araba has already spoken. Prof. Darren, let me hear you, what you picked from the discussions. Prof. Darren, are you there? Okay, so if for some reason a professor is not able to provide feedback through his or her audio, use the chat. If I do some 5 seconds count and I'm not seeing any of that, Oh, I thought Darren was. Oh, okay. I'm sure network. Okay, so Darren is not. Okay, I think it's raining, so most of you might be having So let me go to Prof. Hillary. Prof. Hillary, can you tell us some of the things you picked from the discussions the last time?
So please, we discussed about the importance of leadership, and we said it improves productivity, it also motivates employees, it promotes teamwork, and it it achieves organizational goals.
Okay, thank you. So she has hinted about the importance of leadership. Thank you very much. Prof. Jaden. No, Jaden is Jaden. I think I missed. Please, if you are, I'm struggling with the name differentiations and gender specific in A. So forgive me if I call you, even though I'm talking to the.
You are my boy.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, so well noted. I mistakenly called out Jaden, but he would answer for the gentleman. Okay, so let me go to the next person I can find. Prof. Janice Ampofu. Can we hear your points about the things you discussed? Unless maybe if you were not able to join, that's fine. You can alert me, so I don't worry you that much. Prof. Janice or Janice, yeah. Okay, let me go to Prof. Yusuf. Prof. Yusuf, can we hear you?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, please, the network is not good. I didn't really hear the question.
Okay, so you were part of our discussion last week where the ladies were looking at directing or leading, right? Were you able to join the discussion? Yes, so that is what we are.
I joined, but okay.
You couldn't stay through, right? But well, if
Yes,
anything that you noted in that discussion, we want to get that on the screen so that we can center our discussions around it.
Yes, please.
Okay. So you have the floor to tell us any point you gathered on that day.
Like the definition of directing or controlling.
Yes, you were looking at directing,
Yes.
right? The ladies were looking at directing. So
Yes, please. Okay. So controlling refers to the act of having power over something or someone and making sure it behaves the way you want.
okay, so Yusuf, I think you are picking up the meat of the gentleman. The gentlemen are looking at controlling. Your group, that's the females or the ladies, looked at directing or leading. So I get the point now. I think you were not so able because of network. So let me spare you the stress, okay? But thank you for your response. I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Yeah, responding to my question. That is good. Keep it up. Let me go to Prof. Banjo. Yeah, thank you, Yusuf. Prof. Banjo, if you're able to join on that day. Talk to me. Is this a suggestion that my dear professors couldn't follow the discussion, or only a few. Well, I think some of the ladies are not here. Prof. Banjo, were you able to join that day? Okay. At least we have few points. So the ladies have hinted that they sought to define directing. They looked at the importance of leadership, the sources of leadership power, the types of leadership. I'm sure they did other things, but for now, I'll hold on until anybody wants to add. Now, let me go to the gentleman. The gentleman discuss controlling. So, gentlemen, let's hear you. The major points you discuss under controlling. Yes, go ahead, Jaden. Go ahead.
So please, controlling is checking and managing the activities of an organization, making it like checking and managing the activities of an organization, feed forward control, the feedback control, and the concurrent control.
Okay. Okay. Great. So Jaden is making the point that they also discuss definition of control, and they sought to also look at some of the types of control, the feed forward, concurrent. Okay. Great. Thank you, Jaden. Can we hear from the next gentleman? Yes, Agbeko, let's hear you.
So I'd like to explain the types of the controlling.
Okay.
The feedback, and then the concurrent. According to what you discussed, the feed forward is like, it's like when the manager gets to know the problem and then gets the ways to sort it out before the problem even starts or gets to its highest peak. Then the concurrent control is when the manager steps in the middle of the problem before it's about to escalate. Then the manager takes action to help to solve the problem. Then the feedback is what is done after like the problem has
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Agbeko. Can we hear from the next gentleman? So Agbeko explained the types of control. So I think that makes sense. Yes, the next gentleman to tell us what the discussions were about last Monday or Tuesday, I guess. Oh, yes, two gentlemen, that's all. Well, let me see if I can call a few people. Prof. Amuzu.
Service, we discussed the definition of controlling.
Okay.
And we came together and said that controlling is a process whereby we monitor and evaluate the daily activities of a business and ensure that they align with the set objectives and to take corrective measures.
Okay, thank you. Jaden wants to add more. You have the floor. You can go ahead.
Yeah. We also study steps in the process of controlling.
The steps.
And the first one was you first have to set your goals. So like for instance, maybe you have to set your mind to a specific task you want to complete. And the second the second step was you have to measure your progress, as in where you've reached so far in doing, like, in trying to fulfill your tasks or your goals. And the third process was compare your progress to your goals. Like, for instance, like, you're supposed to like, where you've reached so far, you have to compare whether it tallies with your goal. And also the fourth one was understand and looking at why the progress doesn't match with your goals if it doesn't. And the
Okay.
fifth one was finding ways to fix that.
Okay. Well noted. The controlling stages well explained. Thank you. So I guess I'll pick up the issues here, and then I want to appreciate you, even though I was expecting majority of you to talk. We are back to our route and no talking. Maybe the weather. The weather is a contributing factor, but I will not drag it today. But please, let's talk. Let's, one of the strategies in your new curriculum is talk for learning. You have to talk to be able to learn. So I'm picking the leading or directing, as the ladies saw. So yes, definitely you need to define directing. And as they have already defined it, I don't think I need to define it, right? Directing or leading actually is a process of guiding. So I'm going to put down some of the few words. Guiding, inspiring, okay? Guiding, inspiring, and influencing. So these are very key. You guide the person, you inspire the person, you influence the person, okay, to work together to achieve organizational goal. So if you are directing somebody, fundamentally you are guiding the person. But in guiding, sometimes you have to inspire and influence the person to get the things done. So that is it about leading or directing. Now, some of the major things you should be looking at under this function of management is the various leadership styles and the various leadership theories. So leadership theories and styles. I think somebody is writing on my screen or making my... Please, I beg you, stop writing. And erase your writing so that the text can show clearly. Okay. So leadership styles and leadership theories. These things are very key when you are discussing leading. Okay, thank you, the person, for doing that. Okay, so let's look at the theories. When we say a theory, what does it mean? Theory. Actually, I'm doing the work you were supposed to do. So if you don't talk, I'll be very sad. Don't make me sad this morning. Today is my birthday. Okay. Hypothetically. So what is a theory? Yes, let me call a few people to respond to this. Prof. Selby, theory, a theory, what is it?
Like writing.
A theory is like a writing. 1.5 over 10. So I know you know, but how to use the right terminologies to explain. So a leadership theory. Let me call a few people. Selby cannot be the only person. Prince, Prof. Prince. Prof. Prince Kuyo. I hope I got the name right. Let me hear you. Theory. What does it mean? Theory.
So this game.
Yes. What is it? What is a theory in your own understanding? A theory. What does it mean?
To me, I think a theory be like is something which is said or something which is made to explain another thing, another point, or an idea.
Okay, you brought something to confuse the something. Anyway, I think I love the word you used, the idea, right? So thank you very much for that. Okay. So yes, a theory is an idea. Simply, a theory is an idea. Okay. An idea, just an idea, or an assumption. Okay. Or a guideline. So you can refer to theory to many things, but they are ideas, guidelines, or models, okay, or frameworks that explains how things happen or explains how people behave depending on the theory you're looking at. So theories are ideas. I'm sure you are writing some of these things down. I may not be writing them on the screen, so please note them as I write. So they might be ideas, guidelines, framework, or models, okay, that explain how things work or that explains phenomena. Okay. So when we talk of leadership theories, then we are looking at certain models or ideas that seeks to explain how people lead or how people influence. Remember, leading is about influencing. So a leadership theory will be an idea, a model, okay, that seeks to explain how people go about leadership. And in fact, there are several leadership theories, but at your level, I think you looked at the following leadership theories. So let me list them for you. So one of them is the trait theory, trait leadership theory. Let me add the others, then maybe we can explain. We have the behavioral leadership theory. We have the contingency. Then finally, we have the transformation. In fact, there are plenty. Well, let me list all of them for you. Okay. So we have transformational, transactional, we have the servant leadership theory. We have the situation.
These are the types. Oh.
No, these are the leadership theories. Okay. And some of the types of leadership or styles of leadership have their core from these theories. Okay. So I think when we discuss further, you appreciate. Charismatic. Okay. So if I want you to appreciate what I'm saying, you see, theories are developed by people, right? So certain people, looked at how people or individuals were leading or were influencing and inspiring people to get things done. And based on that, they give a name to that study or that idea they have, conceived. Well, it's sometimes theories are tested, and when they are, proven, they become accepted as a means of explaining phenomena, right? Okay. So we have the trait, behavioral, contingency, transformational, transactional, servant, situational, and charismatic. My dear ladies, did you come across this and did you seek to explain them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's pick them one by one. These things are in your manual, so I may not be able to put down a lot of text for you, right? But listen to the explanations and ask questions where you have. Okay. So the trait theory, that assumption was that some people are naturally born leaders. Okay, so that theory seeks to explain that some people are born naturally to lead or influence people. Okay. And I think you and I can agree to this theory that there are some people you feel like, no, this person, he was born a leader. And in Africa, we can mention a lot of them. Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, all these people. From the onset, you could feel that these people are leaders, right? They didn't have to learn. They didn't have to do some rigorous training to become a leader whatsoever, but they were born naturally to be leaders. Okay. I think you can appreciate the point I just made. So the trait theory, is that idea that some people are naturally born to lead or influence people. Okay. Behavioral, and the name behavior suggests to you that this leadership theory, focuses on how the leader, if I want to use the word behave, but I don't want to use it, but it focuses on how, the leader conducts himself or herself. Okay, so let me give an example. I think it will make the meaning more clearer. So, for example, you are in your home and then you see one of your siblings always checking. Hey, have you brushed your teeth? You go and fetch water. You do this. By how she is conducting herself or how he is conducting himself in the home. In other words, how he's behaving like a leader. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So by the person's behavior, he is a leader. Okay, and there are some people like that. Based on how they behave, it's reflecting, influencing, and getting people to achieve organizational goals. So in that circumstance, we say that this person, okay, whatever he is doing can be explained by the behavioral leadership theory. Okay. Any question, professors? Okay, let's go to the third one, contingency. So by way of summaries, the trait, okay, Prince, I'll come to you. The trait says that a leader is born naturally, right? Or some leaders are born leaders, okay? That's they are born with the qualities to lead. And then the behavioral says that based on how the person conducts himself or herself, okay, based on his conduct or behavior. So let me hear Prince's question, then I'll go to the third one. Prince, let's hear you.
So please, it's okay. So I think you have answered it.
Okay.
I was getting confused with the trait and the behavioral because it's like I thought the behavioral, that one is like the person already has it in him, like as in it's a trait.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to ask the question.
Okay. So yes, if you are not careful, you might think that they are the same, but some people are born naturally as leaders, okay? And some people may not be born naturally as leaders, but by how they behave. And behavior can be learned, right? Can be learned over time. So maybe the environment the person found himself or herself, he's nurtured to behave certain way. So at that point, you could not deduce that this person was naturally born a leader, but based on how he's behaving, he qualifies to be a leader. Okay, so there's that thin line. But actually, if you are born a leader, you would have to behave as a leader, isn't it? So I seek to agree with you with the similarity in there. But for the purposes of our discussion, the trait leadership theory focuses on the fact that, it has the idea that people are naturally born as leaders. Okay. And even in the school, you can tell this, okay? Even in the school, there are some people, you don't even have to call them to be leaders. Immediately the opportunity comes, they are leading. Others too, if you like, give him 30 billion, whatever. No, he just cannot, he or she just cannot lead because the person does not have that quality. Okay. There are some people like that. They always prefer to be at the background rather than at the helm of affairs. And it's not a bad thing. We all cannot be leaders, right? Just that we have to learn to adapt to situations and make the best out of it. Okay, so let's go to the contingency. Okay, now this theory is actually about, it emphasizes the point that there is no one specific method of leading, and that leadership sometimes can be based on the situation, okay, or can be based on what is happening and how you should approach it. Okay, so the best approach depends on the situation and the people involved. So the contingency theory seeks to explain that leaders should be able to, read and analyze the situation and the people they are dealing with to be able to adopt the best method of leading them. Okay, so that one is not suggesting that people are born naturally or people behave to be leaders, but it's saying that people can actually lead by looking at the situation and the people and adopting the best way of leading or influencing them. That is the contingency. Okay. So, for example, there are some, I prefer using them. There are some teachers, when there is a crisis or when there's something serious, they don't laugh. Hey, do this or do that. But in the next moment, you see this person in one breath also, oh, professors, come and do this for me. Oh, do this. Oh, what is wrong with you? On another breath, hey, you haven't submitted that assignment. So this person is trying to be contingent, right, in leading people. So based on the situation and the issue at hand, he or she adopts the strategy that may be better or the best strategy to achieve the goals. That is what the contingency theory, explains. Okay. So let's go to the next one, transformational. Transformational. So from the word transform here means you are trying to change, you are trying to be innovative, right? So transformational leadership theory, help us to explain the phenomena of leaders trying to bring change or innovations or growth into their followers, life. So transformational leadership is more about, leaders who inspire their members to grow, to be innovative, to focus on change, right? That's a transformational. Okay. Then the transactional. For those of us who have done accounting or who are still doing accounting, what am I saying? All of us, I think. Okay, some of us are not doing accounting. Okay, you can appreciate transactional. So it means that there's some exchange here. So this leadership theory, is the idea that there are some leaders, they lead transactionally. As in, they tell you to do this. If you do it well, you get something. If you don't do it well, you get something. And normally they use the reward and punishment, schemes in this kind of leadership, right? So they might give you rewards for good performance. And then, of course, when you perform poorly, you might receive some punishment. So any leader who seeks to be doing things in that regard, the transactional leadership theory gives the explanation that, okay, this leader is reward for good performance, punishment for bad performance. Okay, so that's the transactional leadership. It explains the leadership style where, leaders use incentives for good performance and then, punishment for poor performance. So it's more of, there are clear rules. If you follow the rules, you receive some rewards. If you don't follow the rules, you get some punishment. Okay. Servant. I think this one you can all explain. Let me allow professors to come in here. Servant. What do you think this theory is talking about? Oh, talk to me now. Don't be quiet on me like that. I beg you. I haven't eaten this morning. Servant leadership theory. Servant.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It talks about like the leader, like availing himself for his subject. He's not the one who is asking, like mostly controlling, but he like listens to the point of view from his subject, and that's what they want sometimes.
Okay. So a servant leader, if you want to put it in the simple terms, is one who serves his followers, but then we want to avoid using serve to explain servant. So here we are saying the person or the leader puts the needs of their followers, first. So they are always about, what is wrong with my people? What do they need? Let me satisfy it. So like Jaden was alluding to, they don't seek to be, self-centered. They rather look at the people and how best they can help them with their needs. So they can help employ. If you have in a workplace, if you have a leader who is a servant leader, the person will look at ensuring that you develop your skills, you grow in the profession, right? And they work together with followers. They don't just sit somewhere as the master and just dish out rules for people to follow. So that's the servant leadership. They put the needs of their team or their subordinate or followers first, and work together with them to develop their skills, etc. Situational. Now the situational and the contingency seeks to be the same, right? But there's a difference between the two. Now, the situational, the leader, changes or, edits their style, based on how their members are reacting or how they are growing or how they are developing. I'll try to link it with the contingency so that you can know the difference. So situational means that the leader might change his style or her style because of how the followers or the members or the subordinates are reacting or developing or growing. Somebody asked a question. Let me check that in the group. It says, can the member of parliament position be an example of servant leadership? Yeah, sure. Very, very perfect example. They are there to serve their people. Okay, it's not even about the parliamentarians. In fact, even the executive, the president, it is so. They are supposed to serve us. So, but what do we see? We don't see the serving attitude, right? So yes, the members of the MPs, they are there to represent and serve the people, right? Okay. So the situation, I'm saying that the change depends on the followers. But I see that in the contingency, it depends on the situation or what is happening. So the focus is not on the people you are leading, but what is happening for which you have to change to influence your people to meet that situation. But for the situation now, okay, the change depends on your followers. So let me give example. So a mother and a father, right, may be so confident to leave or entrust the care of younger siblings into the hands of senior siblings. If they do that, then we can say that they are being situational leaders. Why? Because they feel that the senior siblings now have the capacity to take care of matters in the home in their absence. Okay, so that is situational. The change has become necessary because the followers or the people have grown, they have developed, they are reacting positively. Okay. Well, if it is under development or reacting negatively, of course, again, then situational leadership can assume the next role to curb that growth or underdevelopment or bad reaction from the members. Okay, so the situational is actually is influenced by the people or followers, right? But the contingency is, let me give another example to suit the contingency. So let's say your parents have to travel. Okay, they have to travel for something. Actually, they had to go with your junior siblings. But something came up. Maybe it was raining heavily. And so they said, well, we cannot go with them. They will stay home. So look at this one. They are not leaving the case because they feel that the senior sibling can take care of them. But it's because of the situation. They cannot go with them because of the rains. Please, are you getting the clear differences between these two, contingency and situational? If there's any question, you can ask me. Okay, so finally, the contingency is based on the work, the problem at hand, okay, but the situational is based on the people, your workers, your followers, right? The last one, charismatic. I think you have been hearing this, you know. Charismatic. When you say someone is a charismatic leader, what comes to mind? Charismatic leader. I think we have been hearing this. Oh, this person, he has a charisma. We have been using this word. We don't seek to find the meaning. Oh, this person has a charisma. It has a. What does it mean? Oh, professors. So you have been using the word free of charge. Okay, so when we say a charismatic leader, it means that this person uses his charm or personality, okay, to inspire and influence people. So you see, some of these leadership theories are born out of, other theories. In fact, in the in the beginning, some of the major theories that came up were the trait behavioral, but as time goes on, other scholars pick the theory, they try to modify it. So that is why sometimes you see that this one is more or less like the same as this one, right? But they were developed or refined past theories, right? So the charismatic, you can have a feel that it is linked with the trait, because here the person influences or leads people using his personality and charm. Okay, and of course, some of the things you do might come naturally because you were born with it. Okay, but that is not to say that someone's personality is always one that he or she was born with. Some people learn to shape in their personality. Okay, so the charismatic leader is one who inspires, who influences people using their charm. Okay, their charm. We say the person is charming, means that he has a very good personality. Okay. I don't want to give certain examples, but I think we can agree that our current president, has that charm. Okay, we can refer to him as a charismatic leader. He has that charm. People naturally love his personality, right? Okay, so these are the leadership theories. So the leadership styles, some of them were coined out of these, okay? But your level, the leadership styles you seek to look at in detail is the autocratic, democratic, the laissez-faire. But in some books, you might have transactional leadership style, transformational leadership style, okay, charismatic leadership style, okay. So since you explored more on that, I would not be hitting much on that. Please, any question? Today you are not talking, or is it that the weather? Prof. Sefam.
So please, can you talk more about the laissez-faire style of leadership?
The
laissez-faire.
The laissez-faire, okay. So the laissez-faire is more or less like technically the leader is just occupying a space or a position, but it is the followers or the workers who are doing everything. Okay, a direct opposite of the autocratic. For the autocratic, as you know, the leader takes all the decisions, the initiative. Okay, followers or workers will just have to adhere. Okay, but the laissez-faire is where the leader allows the workers, the followers, to take decisions, take initiative, right? So you can appreciate that there is no one sure style of leading. Okay, you would have to assess the situation, because you cannot, for example, in our senior high schools, we cannot use the laissez-faire, because you can imagine the chaos if we allow students to take decision on when they start class, when they close from school, when they sleep. You can imagine some students will sit down and decide that on Mondays, no school, Tuesday, no school. They only go for class on Saturdays and Sundays. The rest of the week, free. They'll be doing entertainment and sports and everything. So, it depends on the situation. Laissez-faire may be more appropriate when your followers have the capacity, okay, to take good and efficient decision, right? So, the laissez-faire, the decision-making powers, initiatives are centered with the followers or the people or the workers, okay? The leader technically only provide guidance, right? Oh, you can do this one, provide guidance, suggestion, but he or she cannot impose on the followers or workers, okay? So it doesn't mean that they don't do anything. right? They only
So,
provide.
so,
Sorry?
sir, when can this be used?
When
So,
can? Oh yeah. So
yeah.
I think let me see. You see that when we become adults in our family, right? Our parents do not tell us what to do. We take our own decisions. We do whatever we want to do, right? They only offer suggestions. Oh, I think you could have done it this way. Oh, I think, well, it's not the same for some home. For some homes, it is autocratic from Inge up to whatever. They don't care. Whether you have your own money, you are the one working, they still tell you what to do. But there are some homes, when you grow and become an adult, they allow you to take your own decisions, right? So, it's used. It's a style that is used, but it is used mostly at levels where the followers or the workers, are very responsible and people with capacity to do things on their own with little or no guidance. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if you can get a realistic example, but I think the example I gave, there are some families, laissez-faire is being applied where the children take their own decisions, right? But it's for children who are adults. Okay. Me, for example, if I get to a stage where, let's say, around my 60s and my children are around 30s, 20s, they are going to enjoy laissez-faire now. They do what they want to do because they are adults. But I'll provide guidance and assistance, and that is what the laissez-faire leader does. He or she only provides guidance and assistance, suggestions, but he or she cannot impose. Okay. So I think it's common. Even in your house, no, I cannot. Your house, well, it depends on how your parents, lead you. I think it happens. In business organizations, yes, it does. It does. There are some departments, the head of department allows. Oh, I think I can say this for myself. My head of department is the laissez-faire type. She doesn't impose authority on us. Okay, she gets us to, okay, so set the question, design the timetable, design the scheme of work. So she leaves things to us for us to do, right? But she only provides suggestion and guidance. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we can continue. Sorry for that hiccup there. But I hope you heard me and the point I was making about the laissez-faire. So, Prof. Sefam, I hope you got the point I was making about the laissez-faire and you appreciate it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, professors, as I've indicated to you, all these leadership theories, okay, have their correspondent leadership style. You can have the servant leadership style, transactional. But like I said, the broad styles that you normally look at are the autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire, right? Okay. Now I'll talk about the sources of power, sources of leadership power, right? I think the ladies hinted about that. One of them mentioned we have the expert power, we have the reward power, we have the referent, We have coercive, and even now we have the informational. Okay. So when we say power, power is the ability to, lead or exercise authority. Some people have authority, but they don't have power. What it means is that they don't have that capacity to execute or use that authority. Okay, so, but leaders will have to exhibit some power to be able to lead. If you don't have power as a leader, you cannot lead. You cannot influence people with zero power, right? So yes, you have the authority, but the authority should have a corresponding power to be able to perform. So expert power. This one, the ladies, I beg you, talk because you discussed it. Expert power. Experts. Yes. Prof. Efia. Expert power. Okay, the gentlemen, if you can as well assist us, why not? Even though the ladies discuss it, if you can assist us, why not? Prof. Yusuf. Okay, Yusuf, let me give her the benefit of that. Prof. Stacy, Prof. Sefam, Prof. Araba. Can we hear you on this one? Expert power. Hey, yes, yes. Okay, Janet is here. Sefam, let me hear from Sefam, then I'll go to Janet. Sefam, let's hear you.
The expert power is the power that is gotten from knowledge in a certain field.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, knowledge, skill. Okay, good. Janet, let's hear you.
Okay, so when we talk about expert power, it's a type of power that comes from a person's knowledge, skills, and experience.
Okay, good. So if you want to put it in very traditional way, we'll say the person has power because he or she is an expert in whatever he or she is doing. Okay, so if someone is an expert, it means that person demonstrates, higher knowledge, possesses high skills and expertise in whatever he or she is doing. So expert power is that power a leader has because of his or her knowledge, skills, abilities, etc. Right. Okay. So we can say, let me divert a little. We can say Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, they have expert power, right? If you're a footballer and Messi tells you we don't pass the ball this way, we pass it this way, you would follow. Okay, so he can influence you on how you pass the ball, how you shoot, because he's an expert. He has the skill and knowledge in soccer, right? Compared to Anthony Joshua, the boxer, right? Coming to tell you we don't play football this way, we play this way. Would you listen to Anthony Joshua? Would you listen to him if he's coaching you with soccer? I want an answer. Definitely no, right? Because you feel that he doesn't have the knowledge in soccer for him to be teaching. The same way, if your science teacher comes to your class and starts teaching business management, I'm not sure you'll be following him or you'll be listening. Okay, because you feel he does not possess the skill or he doesn't have the knowledge of business management to teach. So that's the expert power. Reward, as the name suggests. So this is a power that is conferred on a leader because he or she is able to, like the person is able to provide incentives. Okay, incentives. Refrain from using reward to explain reward. Okay, somebody will say, this is the type of power a leader has because he or she is able to reward his followers. So instead of reward, you can say he or she is able to provide incentives. Okay, incentives to his or her followers. Then we say that person. That is why your aunties who can give you 100 cedis, 200 cedis when they come home, you tend to do whatever they tell you to do. But those who do not give anything, when they come and you see them, you even go inside your room. When they call, you say you have a headache. I know all those of you have been doing that. Don't do that to your aunties and uncles who don't give reward. Don't do that to them. Okay. Then the next one is referent. I saw something in the chat. Let me see what that is. Yes, incentives. Yeah. Incentives or gifts. So yes, Bill, if you're asking about the spelling, that is it. Incentive. Okay, so that leader is able to provide incentives, okay, and or gifts or bonuses to their employees. So they have reward power. Okay, then we have the
Sir, please, I'm talking about the explanation.
Okay, the explanation of incentives. Is that what you are asking?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh, incentive is anything, any benefits, okay, given to people for good performance or to reward them. So incentives are reward packages. It could be a bonus. It could be an allowance, increase in salary, okay, promotion. Right. So any leader who can provide these incentives for his followers or workers, we say that leader has reward power. Okay. Bill, are you okay now? Yeah, good.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. The referent power is linked with the charismatic, theory. So referent here means that the person has some power because of his personality or his personal characteristics. Okay, like the way Goliath. Okay, you remember Goliath, right? It's because of his personality, his personal characteristics. So they saw him as their leader in war. Okay, so reference power is power conferred on a leader because of his personal characteristics. Okay, imagine if, the example I'm using may not be so good, but for the purposes of our learning, let's keep it like that. I'm not saying we should organize ourselves and go and fight, but imagine we organize ourselves to maybe go and fight, and there's one of us who is very muscular, giant. Is he not the obvious person who say take the lead? So by his personal characteristics, he gets that leadership role. Okay, that is referent power. That is not to say only muscular people can lead. There are some people, they might be skinny, but like the way Yasantwa led the Ashantis, right? Her personality, conferred that power on her to be able to lead in the war, even though she was a lady. So some personal characteristics and features of people, confer onto them some power, right? Then coercive, right? Coercive, now. This is a leader who punishes. Example is Mr. Amwa here. Agbeku. So am I do I have coercive power?
Please, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, don't worry. When you come back to school, you might know. So coercive power is that kind of power conferred on a leader because that leader can sanction you or can punish you. Okay, for non-compliance. And this kind of power is normally seen under the autocratic leadership style, right? Most autocratic leaders have coercive power. They will punish you right now. Okay. Our former president, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, was labeled as one that was coercive, right? Because he was punishing people for wrongdoing. And well, sometimes it's the best thing to do. Some people naturally will not go to doing good things. When you get them, sometimes you have to punish them, like the way your school authorities will punish students for misconduct. Yes. Okay, then you have legitimate. Now, this power is because of the person's position in the organization. Because you occupy a certain position, you have that power. So the headmaster of a school has power to do a lot of things because he's in the position of a headmaster, right? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has the power to do many things because he is the president, because of his position, right? So that is legitimate power. Your position confers unto you that kind of power. Then informational power. So because this leader has more information or has a stock of information, he has that power, right? Okay. So these are the sources of power. I wanted to hit on that one. The rest, I'm sure you'll be comfortable when you look at them. Challenges of leadership, the importance of leadership, etc. If we have time, we may look at the controlling. Maybe, yes, let me dig in there. Oh, but our quiz is waiting. So, well, I'll hold on to the controlling and maybe we'll look at some of the key things in our next meeting, and then we can do our quiz, right? So these are the rules pertaining the quiz. A lady would read a question and then name one of the gentlemen to answer. Likewise, a gentleman will read a question and name one of the ladies to answer. Randomly, you can name anybody, right? Okay. Please, do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So ladies first. So I want the first lady who will read the question one for us, and then she will name one of the gentlemen to answer the question. If the gentleman fails to answer, then they lose the 3 points. If he answers correctly, he gets the 3 points for the group. At the end of it, so I think I have some 20 questions. At the end of it, we'll sum up the scores and see who wins. Okay, so Araba, let's hear you.
Which function of management involves setting goals and determining how to achieve them?
Okay.
Should I read the possible answer?
No, I think we can all see, right? So appoint someone to answer for us.
Please, Joris Amos.
Joris, you have been named, and your clock is ticking. It's just about some 10 seconds.
With planning.
Okay, Joris says planning, and let me assess if planning is the correct answer. Which function of management involves setting goals and determine how to achieve them? Of course, the gentlemen have their first 3 points. Wow, that's nice. Okay, question number 2 to the ladies. So who is going to do the reading and appoint, gentlemen? Oh, do I have to call you? No. Well, if the gentleman delay in calling the lady to answer, then minus 3 points. Gabriel Agbeko. Let's go.
planning helps managers to. Service we should not read the possible answers.
Yes.
Okay, planning helps managers to. Say please, Hilary Ablo.
Hilary, you have 10 seconds to answer the question, or the ladies will not get the point. So over to you, Hilary. Ladies, call Hilary to answer, otherwise, mobile.
Time up.
Are you the one counting the seconds? I'm doing the counting, please.
So please B.
Okay, so it says B. Okay, so B is reduce risk. Let's assess if that is correct. Planning helps managers to A, increase uncertainty. That's wrong. Avoid communication. That's wrong. Eliminate competition. That is wrong. Reduce risk. Correct for 3 points. Nice one. Hey. I think I'm enjoying this. So, question 3 to the gentleman. Ladies, please, let's hear you. Who is picking the next gentleman to answer the question? We are just having fun, okay? With questions. Yes. Because of time, I beg you, let's be fast about our responses. Well, if nobody is coming, I'm doing a countdown of 10 seconds and the question will go to the gentleman as bonus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Janet. We now have Janet. Yes, Janet, read and appoint someone to.
Which of the following is the first function of management?
Okay, which of the following is a first function of management? Which gentleman is answering the question?
Sir, please, Amuzu.
Amuzu, it seems like the ladies have a battle with you, but a gentleman can only be called once. So I'm sorry, you may have to call.
Okay, sir, Prince.
Prince. So Prince.
Sir, please, planning.
Planning, the first management of the first function of management. That is true for 3 points. Nice one. Anyway, I said a gentleman or a lady can answer a question once, but I think I'll make it twice. So, ladies, you have the option to go back to Amuzu again. Okay. You feel that he'll get it wrong. Okay, gentlemen, please. Now it is your turn. Let's read the question and get the ladies to answer. Okay, so I'm going to start the countdown for the gentlemen to 1, 2, 3. Okay, Jaden.
A plan designed for long-term organizational goals is called.
Okay, so a plan designed for long-term organizational goals is called. Yes, Jaden, who are you appointing to answer?
Hilary.
Okay, since I did same for Amuzu, I'm declining on this one until the law applies. So, Jaden, you may have to choose another person.
Janet.
Okay, Janet, you have been appointed. So let's hear your answer.
Sir, please, strategic plan.
Strategic plan, and that is true. So the strategic plan spans over, long term, right? The operational is instant, right? And so yes, correct for 3 points, the ladies. Good job. Okay, I think we'll do five questions and then we'll call it, we'll wrap up and see the scores. Okay, ladies, you have the next question to ask the gentleman to answer, and that is on the screen. So, ladies, let's hear you. Don't wait for me to start counting down before you raise your hands. I may disqualify you. I'm the quiz master. I have coercive power. Okay, so counting to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The ladies have lost. The ladies have lost the power to ask this question. So bonus. Gentlemen, please elect one of the ladies to answer. Okay, Nana Kwesi, go ahead.
I elect Janice.
Okay, Janice or Janice, please. What is the answer? Forecasting is mainly associated with. Janice, I'm counting to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Janice, I didn't hear your answer. Okay, so gentlemen, you have it as a bonus. Actually, you shouldn't even have called anybody. So, gentlemen, answer the question and let me give you your 3 points. So the ladies have 0. Gentlemen, if you don't get it wrong, you don't get any point. Yes, Agbeku.
Sir, please, planning.
Planning, okay. So that is for a bonus, so 1 mark. Nice one.
Sir, please, I have a question.
Please,
can someone read more than twice?
Oh, sure. As for the reading, but I would have wished that, so the ladies, if you have read before and, well, you can call one of your colleagues to read, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. But it's when you don't say anything, that's why the countdown go against you. Okay. Question 6. So question 6 is now for the gentlemen to read and ask the ladies to answer. So gentlemen, let's go. This I'm going to start the countdown immediately. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gentlemen, please, you have lost your opportunity. No. If I do that, I have not been fair to the ladies. So
before the my was up before the 10th mark.
No, I'm not taking anything. So ladies, you have a bonus. Answer the question for the bonus 1 mark. The gentlemen have 0. So ladies, who is going to answer the question for the bonus? And I'm doing the counting. Sefam, yes, Sefam, let's hear you. B. Assigning tax and resources. 1 mark. Yeah. This one, if you are not fast about your it will go against you. So I'm sorry. Now, ladies, it is for you to read and appoint a gentleman to answer. So let's go, ladies. I'm counting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Janet.
The process of grouping similar activities is known as. Sir, please, Gabriel.
Who is answering?
Gabriel.
Okay, Gabriel, yeah.
Departmentalization.
Departmentalization. Correct for 3 points. Thank you very much. Now, gentlemen, you have the next question, number 8. I think this will be the last question, and then we'll announce the scores. So, gentlemen, your time starts now. Read and get a lady to answer. Okay. Bill Hagan, let's hear you.
Authority delegated to a subordinate should be accompanied by.
Okay. So appoint the lady to answer.
Say Efia.
Prof. Efia, finally. Thank you, Bill. Efia, your time starts now. I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Please, responsibility.
Responsibility, correct for 3 points. The gentlemen are saying that I'm delaying the counting for the ladies. No, I'm not delaying. I'm being fair. Okay. Should we pick the last questions to go? No, I think it's okay. Let me check the scores. Oh, it seems we have a tie. So at the end of it all, we have 10 points for the ladies and 10 points for the gentlemen. Oh, it was a tie. So we don't have a winner, we don't have a loser. Oh, should we break the tie?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go to the next question. This one I will read and I'll call one of the ladies to answer. If the person fails, then and the gentleman answer, then the winner is known. Okay, which refers to the number of subordinates reporting to a manager. Is it chain of command, span of control, authority, or departmentation? I'm going to call one of the ladies to answer. If the lady fails to answer, Prof. Yusuf, what is the answer? Which of the following refers to the number of subordinates reporting to a manager? Yusuf, counting starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Clang. Hillary. Okay, Hillary, let me hear you.
Please be span of control.
Span of control, but well, unfortunately, you lost the point. So 0, clang. Time has passed. Let me go to 10. Now the gentleman. Organizing helps to A, avoid specialization, B, clarify roles and responsibilities, C, reduce productivity, D, increase confusion. Let me get a gentleman to answer this. Who is going to answer? Let me go down and see. Prof. Selby. Is Selby a gentleman or Selby? I don't think so. Please, Selby, respond to me and let me know if.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're a lady, right? Kenny,
Yes.
Kenny. So, Kenny, what is the answer? I'm counting.
Please, B.
Did you say D?
B.
Okay. So, correct for 3 points. Clarify roles and responsibilities. Now we have a winner with 13 points. Ladies and gentlemen, let's roll. The gentlemen have won the World Cup. Let's clap for them. At least they have done well. Our ladies came second with 10 point, the difference was not huge. Well done, guys. I appreciate it. Those who couldn't actively engage, please next time bring your A game, right? Let's have fun whilst we are learning. Thank you very much, professors. I think it's time for us to wrap up. And I hope you appreciate all the things that we have discussed under directing and leading, okay? The theories especially, right? So I'll see you some other time and we'll continue our discussion. Hopefully next week, on the Monday, no, I think on Tuesday, yes, we are going to continue our discussions. And then on the Thursday, you would write your test. Okay, so be preparing for it. It's multiple choice, and so you learn around all the topics we have discussed. Okay, who is crying or laughing? Okay, so the gentlemen, you are winners for today's quiz, right? Please, I don't want any gender bias, anything here. Remember, I'm sure probably the ladies were having network challenges. That's why they were not picking their questions. Or ladies. Ladies, is that not the case? Your network was giving you problem, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, professors, it's a wrap for today's class. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you some other time. Please, those who have not created their private pages, do so, because that's where you submit your test. And those who have not answered any of the assignments or task I gave, I'll try and reshare it so that you do so. Okay. So I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. So
Bye,
winner. The boys are winners, so that's my song to the boys. The ladies, better luck next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.